Okay. As part of our previous classes, we were in process of discussing about SAP sales and distribution pricing. And during those classes, we have discussed about the introduction to the pricing, and also we started discussing about pricing procedure using condition technique method or condition technique methodology. And after that, we discussed about different steps of condition technique while defining the pricing procedure, and we have completed uh, a definition of the condition table and also definition of the condition access sequence. We discussed about condition tables, and we also discussed about the condition access sequence, or you can say access sequence. So what is the condition table? Basically, condition table defines different fields. Condition table defines the key field combinations. Condition table defines, or condition table uses to define key combinations which you require to maintain the price later point of time. So whatever the key combination of the fields which you need to maintain the price later point of time, those key combinations, all those key combinations, you define all those key combinations, you maintain or you define as part of the condition table configuration, right? That's what you understood, right? For example, if I need to maintain a price, at sales organization, material, customer, and payment terms. So based on these four factors, or based on these four fields, if I want to maintain the price, first of all, what I have to do, I have to define it as a key field combination. I have to define it as a key combination at a condition table level. So like that, in the similar way, if I need to maintain the price based on sales organization, distribution channel, division, and the customer and material, if I would like to use these five elements to maintain the price at later point of time, then what I have to do, I have to define that as a key combination. I have to define as a key combination in one table. I need to give the table name. 9999. So 999 table I have to create with the key combination of sales organization, distribution channel, division, customer, and material. And if I want another key combination to maintain the price, for example, sales organization, distribution channel, customer, material, and material group. This is the key combination which I need for to maintain the price for a different situation. That five fields I have to define as a key combination in another table, okay, in the form of the condition table, okay, the 9998. It's a new table, new condition table, which I am creating by keeping all these new combination like sales organization, distribution channel, customer, material group. So like this, we define the condition tables in that condition table configuration, defining the condition table configuration. And then access sequence. So basically, whenever system come across multiple multiple key combinations, system doesn't know which one it has to check first. System doesn't know which one it has to check first. So then, if you use the access sequence, or you can say by using the access sequence, we can tell the system, by using the access sequence, we can tell the system what in what sequence the system can check all the key combination prices. That means if the multiple prices are available for a product, we have to tell the system in what sequence it has to check. So that way, in the access sequence, you put all our condition tables, all our accesses. That is called accesses. Okay, whatever the key combinations you define for that specific thing. So that means in the access sequence, we have one access sequence for price, one access sequence for discount. We define one access sequence for price, another access sequence for discount, another access sequence for freight, another access sequence for duty. It is like this. For example, if you have multiple prices, if you maintain multiple prices, then in the access sequence, you put all those key combinations, all the price key combinations. Okay, whatever the key combinations you define for the prices purpose, you define all the key combinations. You tell the system which one has to be verified by the system first, and then what is the next one. And while defining that, there is another option. You can put a check mark to the system, okay, whether it has to stop checking once it identify the price at the first access sequence level, first access level, or whether you want to continue to check all the prices one by one. So that is what access sequence. In the similar way, discounts. If you have multiple discounts, even in the discount category, you can have multiple discount, right? Then you can put so all the discount accesses, all the discount tables one by one, and then you can give the exclusive indicator whether you wanted to stop the system to checking the next discounts once it is find the first discount. So this is what we do in the access sequence. Basically, access sequence is a search strategy which is guided to the system in what sequence system has to look for the prices, and also whether it has to stop the price once it identified in the first sequence or first access or second access or third access. That is the access sequence indicator. Understood? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Let me log into the system. Umaira, the access is expired.
Yes, Venkat.
When? It is supposed to be 3 months. What I don't know.
No, I tried last week. It was I'm not able to access it. It says that it's not valid or something. It's over.
Since 1 week it is not there.
Yeah.
Venkat, it happened to me also. I also sent a message to you that I got the same thing.
Okay, 1 minute, let me call them. It looks, is everyone having the problem or only these IDs? Hmm, let me try the GTS one. Okay, it looks only our IDs got affected. I will talk to them, but I was able to log into other system. For the today's class, we'll use this system. Okay, this is also ECC, but this ECC system is integrated with GTS, but our system is not integrated with GTS. That is the only difference. But everything is same. So, are you able to see my screen? Hello.
No, Venkat.
Okay. Okay. So, what is the menu path to get into the condition type or pricing? SPRO, reference IMG, and sales and distribution, basic functions, pricing, and then pricing control. Under the pricing control, we have pricing procedure configuration using condition technique approach or condition technique method. Okay. Under that, we already understood what is definition of condition tables and also understood what is definition of access sequence. So we understood that defining the condition tables means defining the different key combinations for prices or for discounts or for freight, whatever the element it is, defining the different key combinations for each and every element. So let us say price is one element or price is one component. For price itself, we can define different key combinations, right? Umaira, right? For price itself, we can define For price itself,
Yes, Venkat.
for price itself, we can define the key combinations, or for price itself, we can define different it is like this. When you maintain the price, it is possible you maintain the price at different levels. Sometimes you maintain the price, one price at the customer level. Sometimes you maintain the price combination of customer and material, you maintain the different price. Sometimes one sales area organization level, you define the different prices. Okay. Sometimes you maintain the price based on the material group or based on the customer group. It is possible, right? Even price itself, in the price component itself, price component or the price element itself, it is possible we maintain the price at the different levels, the different combinations. So all those combinations you have to define as a condition table. Okay, one combination, one condition table. Second combination, second condition table. That means each condition table represents one combination. 901 condition table, it is having the combination of customer and material. And 902 second condition table, it has the other combination of sales organization, customer, material. And 903 sales organization, distribution channel, division, and customer, material. Like this, whatever the key combinations or whatever the levels you want to maintain the price, all those key combinations you have to define as a condition tables in the definition of the condition table configuration. You understood? All understood why what is condition table? Clear, right? Swati
Yes.
and Vivek, clear, right? That is what condition table. And in the similar way, that is for the price and even for the discounts. Next, what is the next component? Generally, what are the different components like during the prices related? One is the price component. Second is the discount component or discount element or the discount component. And the third is the freight component, component. And then you can say surcharge, or you can say other things, duty, custom duty. Like this, these are the different components. Now the point is, for each component, for each element, whatever the levels you wanted to maintain the price, those levels, those key combinations, you have to define as a condition table under this configuration. Okay, that is the thing. And then, for example, for price itself, if you maintain different levels, for price itself, if you maintain 5 key combinations, and for the discounts itself, if you maintain 4 key combinations. So what you need to do, system gets confused, right? So that is the reason what you can tell as part of the access sequence, we have different access sequence. One access sequence for the price, access sequence for the price. Under the access sequence for the price, I will show you. Okay. So access sequence for the price, access sequence for the discount, access sequence for the freight, access sequence for the surcharge, access sequence for the duty. Okay. So here, see, so what is this? Access sequence for the price, PR00, access sequence for the price. So how many levels of the prices we maintain? We have maintained one key combination, customer, material, and we have maintained other key combination, price list type, currency and material. We have maintained other combination, material. So whenever you have different key combinations, you can tell the system in what sequence the system will check the price. And also you can tell the system whether when it finds the price at the first sequence level or the first combination level, whether you want to continue to go to the next or not. If you put exclusive indicator, will it go next level? It will not go next level. But if you don't put the any exclusive indicator, then it will check all the key combinations, all the accesses. It is called access. This is access sequence, this is access sequence, and each combination we call it as a access. Access 1, access 2, access 3, access 4. So this access is nothing but your condition table only. This access is nothing but the condition table. So whatever the condition table you defined in the previous one, those you put here as an access. So that means what we do, we configure the condition tables. We configure the condition tables here, and you place all the condition tables in a sequence under the access sequence level. You define all the condition tables, and then you place all the condition tables as the accesses in the access sequence while defining the access sequence. So that is what we do. So we arrange all the tables in a sequence which is called access, arranging the accesses in a sequence, and we assign the exclusive indicator. That is the second thing. And then the third point is condition type. So what is the condition type? So basically we consider each element as one condition type. Each element of price we consider as a one element or one component. So each price is one component. Freight is one component. So that is what we define as a condition type under the third configuration. So basically it is like this. When you are defining the pricing procedure, the process is like this. First we have to define the condition tables, and then we have to define the access sequence. So what is the access sequence? Arranging all the condition tables under the access sequence. That is the second thing. And then defining the condition types. Defining the condition type. So what is condition type? Basically the condition type defines the characteristics of a condition, or a behavior of a condition during the order processing. That means let me put this way. If I go to the sales order, okay. So this is the sales order, and it has one line item. Okay. And where can I see the price? I have to select the material. That means I have to select the line item. And then if I double click, it takes me to the item level. Under the item, I have to go to the conditions. If I go to the conditions tab, under the item, if I go to the conditions tab, I can see all the things. So during the sales order, what happens? I can see all my components of the price. For this one, what components we have? We have PR00, and we have tax MWST. PR00 is one condition type. That means one price component. PR00 is one condition type, which is nothing but one price component. And what are the other components? I have the other components like tax, MWST. This is the second component. Okay, and then I have SKTO, cash discount. There is other condition type, other component, other element, price element or price component, or condition type, that is cash discount and VPRS. So all these components are available during the sales order. So basically, what the configuration of the condition types, what the configuration of the condition type, or what the definition of the condition types does, let me show you. So whatever the condition types, whatever the condition components, whatever the condition types, whatever the condition components you need, whatever the condition type or whatever the condition components you need, those components we have to define here. Whatever the condition types or condition components, condition elements you need, you have to define under the configuration of the condition type. Okay. So what we do here, we have different condition types. We have different condition types. There are different condition types for the discount and surcharges. There are different condition types for the taxes. Okay, like that. And if you go to the standard price condition type, the price component, okay, PR00 is condition type. PR00 is the standard condition type for prices. Okay. Now the point is, if you go to the configuration or if you go to the definition of the condition type, if you go to definition of the condition type, what you can see, it has many control parameters, right? What we call each field, Vivek, what we call them as a control parameters. Okay, it has its own control parameter. You remember when you try to configure the document type, when you try to configure the item category, everything has its own control parameters, right? For example, item category, what it has, whether that item is relevant for pricing, whether that item is relevant for billing, whether that item can be delivered, whether it is a text item, right? Those are the control parameters, right?
Yes, Venkat.
Okay. In the similar way, you can define the behavior of this condition type, the behavior of the condition type, or the characteristics of a condition type. In the similar way, you can define here, while configuring the condition type, while maintaining the condition type, what you can do, you can control, you can define how this condition type behaves during the sales order process. Ultimately, where we use these condition types in the sales order, right? We use these condition types in the sales order. And when it comes to the sales order process, how this condition type should behave, or what are the characteristics of this condition type during the sales order process. Okay, now let us talk. Okay. So the first thing is, you have to assign the access sequence. So that means whatever the access sequence you defined for the price, I told you, right? First thing is defining the condition tables, and then placing all the condition table as an accesses in the access sequence. So when you define the access sequence, what you do, you define one access sequence for the price, one access sequence for the discount, or one access sequence for the other. Even within the price, you can, if you want, you can define multiple access sequence. So PR01 for one access sequence, PR00 for one access sequence. So like that, whatever the access sequence you define for the price PR00, that has to be linked with your condition type. So the first thing is, it is like this. You define all the condition tables, and you place all the condition tables in the access sequence. And then you assign that access sequence to condition type, right? So if I'm assigning the access sequence means what does it mean? I am assigning access sequence to the condition type. Am I correct or not? So first of all, whatever the access sequence which is defined for the price purpose, that has to be assigned to your condition type PR00. That is the first thing. And then the first configuration it has is whether this condition is a price or is a discount. So this is just name, right? This is just name, but we don't know exactly what it is. So that you can specify here as part of the condition class. Okay, basically using the condition class, what we can specify, we can tell the system whether PR00 is a price, whether the PR00 is a discount, whether the PR00 is a tax. Actually, we know that PR00 is a price, but system, how does the system know? System only knows whether it is price or discount or tax or extra pay using the condition class. So based on the condition class, okay, system understood, okay, it is a price component. Or based on the condition class, system understood it is a tax component. Okay, that is what the condition class specifies. You need to specify the condition class. And then you can tell the system whether you wanted to calculate this price, based on the quantity, or based on the percentage, or based on the amount, or based on the net weight, like this. That means basically you can define whether the condition type, whether this condition type can be calculated based on the quantity of the order, or based on the amount of the order, or based on the percentage. So that you can specify how this condition type is calculated. So basically all the price components mostly are calculated based on the quantity. Okay, based on the quantity. But when it comes to the discounts, it could be possible based on the percentage. Okay, and other calculation types you can use. Okay, that is the calculation type. So, and then one minute. 1 characteristic of condition class is condition type is, we can specify whether this condition type is price, whether this condition type is a discount. We know that PR00 discount. For example, someone changes the name to like ZR00, or someone changes the price to XY00. We don't know, right? Then how we can know? If we go and look at condition class, it can tell whether this condition type is defined for the price purpose, whether the condition type is defined for the discount purpose, whether the condition type is defined for the tax purpose kind of thing. So, and then calculation type. So whether this condition type is calculate the prices based on the quantity, or based on the percentage, or based on the amount or net weight, whatever it is. That's what we can specify the calculation type. So, and then we can specify, we can tell the system whether the value of this condition type, will be having an impact in the order, positive side or the negative side. For example, you are using the PR00 here. Okay. So generally the price component, what value it has, whether it has positive value or negative value, prices. Positive, right? Prices got positive value. But the discounts, what happens? Negative value. So that means whether the condition type what you are defining here, whether it should have the positive value, or it should have the negative value, or it should have the positive and negative value. So that you can specify. So generally for most of the components, unless it is a discount, we specify positive and negative, just system based on the situation of the sales order process, the system takes or system performs. But if in case, for example, if you go and look at the configuration of the discounts, this is PR00, right? See, for the discount, what is the plus and minus? Like, what is the impact when this discount comes to the sales order? What impact it has? Whether it has the add that value to the sales order net value, or it will deduct from the sales order net value.
It will deduct,
because we clearly telling that K004 is a material discount. It is a discount, right? It is a discount. And then we are telling it should have the negative impact. Okay? That means if you don't say anything, the system consider it is a positive. Consider it is a positive. And if you want to put any indicator, you can put a negative indicator also, you can put a. That means if you leave it blank, by default, in other words, if you leave it blank, it is always considered as a positive. But even if you want to put as a negative manually, it allows. That is positive and a negative. The first blank, if you keep it blank, by default it is positive, but it also allows you to put to make it a negative at any special circumstances. So that means by default it is a positive. And if you want to change anytime, you can change it. Whenever you put like blank thing, so that you can, by default it is positive, but if you want to change, add anything, it is possible. So that is, in that case, whenever you want to have that kind of requirement, you can put as this one. But if you want to have always negative impact, that means if you want to always deduct, because discount should be deducted, right? So that you can say negative. Or if you want to always put positive, for example, freight. The freight always should add to the net value, right? The freight, because you wanted to charge, some shipping charges, whatever it is, in the form of freight. Then what you can say? You can say positive. So like this, you can tell the system whether this condition type should have positive impact in the sales order or the negative impact in the sales order or positive and negative impact. So that is what you can specify under the plus and minus sign. So this is what you need to do. Once you do this here in the configuration of the condition type or the definition of the condition type, then what happens? System behaves that way. Whatever the control parameters you define here, based on those control parameters, system behaves. Okay, that's important thing. So, and then the rounding rule. The rounding rule. So basically, rounding rule means you might have come across when you are sitting with your kids. Okay, during the third and fourth grade or fifth grade, you have some concept of rounding, right? For example, whether you wanted to round up the price up, so you wanted to round up to the upper value, whether you wanted to round down to the lower value, that you can specify. So if you wanted to keep same value, no rounding, okay, whether it is $14.34. So if you just wanted to keep that is standard, you don't want to round up, you don't want to round down, then you can use the commercial blank. If you keep it commercial blank, then system will not round up or system will not round down. The system, for example, if it is $14.34, $14.34. If you say round up, what system will do? System make it $14.50. Or if you say round down, the system says $14. If you don't say anything, if you just say blank, then the system will not do anything. System will keep $14.34. So whether you have that kind of requirement in the business process, if your business users, if the business process owners comes to you and say that we always wanted to round up, then if they say we wanted to always round up our prices, if they say like that, then you can say, you can configure this discount or condition price condition type or discount condition type, whatever it is, you can configure as a round up or a round down based on the business requirement. So that is what called the rounding rule. So, and then okay, there is something called a group condition and all. This is very important topic. Now I'm not going to make it complex. I wanted to make you understand very basic level, and then once you understand, we start creating the transactions. Then we'll come back to the same configuration, that the condition type, to discuss more at the next level. Okay, and coming back to changes can be made. Okay, so the changes can be made means manual entries. What options are there? Can anyone explain? I think you may not able to understand fully, but try to explain me. So what is manual entry has priority? Or what is automatic entry has priority? Or what is not possible to process manually? It is like this. For example, let me go to the previous one, PR00. So they put manual entry as priority. Okay. If I put not possible to manually, let me save it. Okay. Not sure whether the sales order allows to change, but let me try. I think it looks very old sales order. It's already closed everything. I think we cannot do anything, but let me try. Okay, this is not an example. Let me take latest create sales order. Okay, if I want to find out all the sales orders, if I want to find out all the sales orders created, this is too advanced, but I just wanted to explain. Since I am trying to use this, I wanted to make you understand in whatever the way, whatever the level you can understand. Okay. Basically, to get the data from the system, generally where the data stored, whether it is the customer masters or material masters or sales orders, deliveries, they all those
In table.
transactions in the tables, right? They store in the tables, right? So the table name, and one more thing, all the sales and SD module, all SD module related tables starts with V. Okay, all the SD module related tables, all the SD module related tables starts with the V. Okay, and one more pattern is the sales order table, billing table, document flow tables. It add VB also, but just remember V is the starting name for the all the sales related tables, and then VBAK. VBAK. VBAK is the table to find out all the sales orders header data. You remember, right? The sales order has 3 levels: header level, item level, schedule line level. Schedule line level. Okay. If you want to see all the sales orders header level data, what table you need to go? You need to go to the VBAK. And if you want to find out the sales orders created, like for 1 month or 1 year or 5 years, whatever it is, you can okay. ERDAT means created date. You will come to know later. Okay. ERNA means created by. And then Aurat means document type. Okay. VKORG means sales organization. Okay. So this is distribution channel, VTWEG, and SPRT division. Kunnar means like customer name. Or there are other fields. So whatever the criteria you wanted to give to get the data, if I want to get the data, the orders created for 1 week, then I can go to the ERDAT. If I want to display the sales orders created for 1 week, last week, or if you want to display the data of sales orders created for 1 month, then I can put the date. Or if I want to display the data created by me, or if you want to display the data created by Vivek, or if you want to create the data displayed by like XYZ, then I can put the name. Or if I want to display the orders created only using the document type like XYZ document type, ZVSO, then I can use the document type. Or if I want to display the data based on the sales organization or based on the distribution channel, based on the division, like this, I can specify. Or if you want to display the orders of all one customer, then I can use here. Okay, like this we can use. And let me find out last 1 week data. Or last month. Okay, so if I take this order, VA02, I want to go to the change mode. So select the line item, go to the item level data, the conditions. Okay, so now see what is going to happen. I am entering PR00. Okay, and I am entering the price $1,000. Let me check the pricing procedure analysis. what happens? So now you remember when I tried to add PR00 price to the sales order, what was the message you saw? Okay, let me go back. Okay.
No records found.
No, it's not like that, but let me show you. Okay. So for example, okay, now I am putting so what is the last one? Not possible to process manually, right? Okay. So when I say not possible to process manually means, what does it mean? You don't want to allow add the price manually to the sales order. Am I correct or not?
Yes.
Not possible to process manually. That means manual entries cannot be possible. The system will not allow you to add anything. So let me configure this. And if I go to the sales order, go to the change mode of sales order. I'm adding PR001. What the system is saying that? System is saying that actually it is supposed to give manual entries. This condition type cannot be added manually, but somehow it is also showing in a different way. No condition record was found. That means you cannot add. Why? Because it is configured with not possible to process manually. If in case if I change it to manual entry or automatic entry priority, okay. If I save this, PA02 change mode conditions. It is allowing, okay, it is allowing. So then what is, you may have the different, what is the difference between automatic entry and manual entry priority? So that is, if you say manual entry has priority, the system gives importance to the price manually entered by the user, manually added to the transaction. If you say automatic entry has priority, the system gives importance to the whatever is maintained in the background. So what you maintain? We maintain the condition records, right? We maintain the records. So if you maintain the records, okay, if you maintain the records, the system gives the importance to that record first, and then if you want, you can add. That is automatic entry has priority. Manual entry as priority means the system gives importance to not to the condition record first. System gives importance to whatever you are entering manually, that goes to the first important. And then if you say not possible to process manually means you cannot enter any price for the condition type, this one. For this whatever the condition type is configured, with the manual entries are not possible, you cannot enter price manually in the sales order if that is configured that way. You understood now? So basically the behavior of the condition in the sales order, the behavior of the condition, the characteristics of the condition type in the sales order is controlled by what? Condition type configurations. Understood? So condition type configuration controls how this condition type can behave in the sales order process. Okay, that is our manual entries, and you can also tell that whether it is header condition or not, whether it is header condition or not, whether it is a item condition or not. If this is item condition, you can tell the system, because we have the prices at header level, we have the prices at item level. We have the price, we can maintain the price at header level, we can maintain the price at item level. But system doesn't know whether it is the item condition or a header condition. You can tell whether this condition type is header condition or item condition. And then what is this delete? This says that whether you can delete or not. If you activate, deletion means you can delete this condition. If you don't activate, you cannot delete. For example, you save it. So let me go to any other sales order which has pricing already. We added it, right? Let me check. So let me explain and I will demonstrate later. So basically, this tells you whether this can be deleted, whether this condition type can be deleted from the sales order during the process or cannot be deleted. If you make the check mark, the system allows you to delete the condition type during the sales order process. So if you make it uncheck mark, if you do not check it, then system will not allow you to delete the condition type during the sales order. Okay, and then you can specify whether this condition type is based on the value based, whether this condition type is value based or whether this condition type is the based on amount and percent. So that what you can specify here. And then master data. So that means in order to understand, make you understand, wait, okay, basically you can only understand this while creating the condition record, or let me, what is condition record? Condition record is a storage area where you specify the value of a price for a material, right? Condition record is a price record. So in the condition record, what we do, we maintain price for each and every material. For example, like this. The transaction code to create the condition record, is week 11. Okay. So what is the condition type you want to create the condition record? I wanted to create condition record for the PR00. Okay. You remember what are these key combinations? So these are the table, right? Table 1, table 2, table 3. How these are coming here? So this condition type is having access sequence, right? The PR00 is having the access sequence. PR00 is having the access sequence PR02. Okay. And if I go and look at the access sequence, what accesses you can see? Basic functions, pricing, pricing control. If I go to the access sequence, PR02 is assigned to the, okay, PR02. If I go to the access, okay, this is duplicate. Other than this, what you see? Where is it? Condition, customer, material with release status, right? Customer, material with release status, and this is same as, okay, take one, price list category, currency, material with release status, and then material with the release status. So when you try to maintain the, it's like it's too early to make you understand fully, but just to try to understand. So when I try to make the, and I try to create the condition record for the PR00, how these key combinations are coming? It is like this. This condition type is having the access sequence, and that access sequence is having the all the key combinations. So now it is up to you what level you want to maintain. It is up. You can maintain all the 3 levels, or you can maintain only 1 level. Customer, material. You can maintain customer and material. If you say this, customer and material. Okay. So when you maintain it, is the system showing any valid from and valid to? When you maintain the condition record for the PR00, when you maintain the condition record for the PR00, is the system showing any valid from and valid to by default? No, right? Why? Because I have to enter. Wait. Okay. So where is our sales order? Go to header. If you want to see the sales area data, go to header 2484, sales organization, distribution channel 84. Okay. So now I am maintaining price at sales organization, distribution channel, and customer and material. Basically, I am maintaining price, sales organization, distribution channel, customer, and material. What is the material in the sales order? Let me give this customer, same customer it came. Material and amount, I can say $100. So when I hit the enter, how valid from and valid to came automatically? Today's date as valid from, and how valid to came as a 31/12/99/9999. Did I enter this valid from and valid to? Did I enter the US currency? No, right? So that is coming from the condition type configuration. That is coming from the condition type configuration. You see, what I am telling the system? I am telling the system in the configuration of the condition type or the control settings of the condition type. I am telling the valid from date is always today's date, and valid to date is always 31/12/9999. So like this, I can specify. If I specify, the system automatically takes valid from valid to. So this way you can reduce the work to the user. You can save the time of the business user. Okay, like that you can specify. Okay, whatever the control parameters you want for this condition type during the sales order process, during the condition record creation, you can maintain here under the condition type configurations. Okay, and what others you can understand at this level? Condition update, that's too early. Okay, so just to understand, condition type defines the characteristics of a condition type, defines the characteristics of a condition in the order or the behavior of the condition in the order, and also while creating the condition record. While creating the condition record, the condition type control settings will And also while working on the sales order also, the control settings what you do at the condition type will help you. Okay, so this is very important topic. There are other things what we need to discuss, but based on the knowledge what you have at this moment, it's very tough. But going forward, we'll come back a couple of times here. Okay, then we will discuss what is group condition. Okay, what is the scale condition type scales. Once we start working on the once I complete the pricing procedure configuration, and once we create couple of sales orders, then it is like this. I change some settings here and demonstrate how it affect on the order process. I change some settings here and demonstrate how it affect on the condition record creation, so that you will really understand the live thing. That we will do going forward. In tomorrow class, we will discuss about the next configuration, that is defining the pricing procedure. Okay, if I go back, okay, as of now we understood what is condition table, what is access sequence, and what is condition type. So next one is define and assign pricing procedure. So this concludes the base pricing process, base pricing concept, and we start creating the sales orders probably next week onwards. When we start working on that, then you will understand the remaining price components. There are other things what we need to understand. We will slowly go. Okay, thank you, and see you tomorrow same time. And the server access, I will call them. And I will fix it by today evening.